welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you're here. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. Today's video is a very special one. I am collaborating with one of the sweetest ladies on YouTube. I am happy to call her my friend. Her name is April and her channel name is April Adair Shares. If you're not familiar with her channel, you definitely should go ahead and check it out. She is not only sweet, but she's so talented. She is a queen of thrift flips. She does amazing vintage and farmhouse thrift store makeovers, find makeovers. And beside that, she does a great other kind of DIYs, just super talented. And I will like for you to go ahead and check out her channel, say hi to her and tell her you're coming from my channel. I'm sure it's gonna mean so much to her. So April and I decided we're going to do a farmhouse thrift flips. So we're gonna give a makeover to two thrift store finds, and I'm very excited about this. I hope you guys will like my project and hopefully you will get some inspiration out of it. I will have April's channel linked in the description box down below, so you can go ahead and click on it and go straight to her channel. And now let's go ahead and let's get started. For my first project, I got this little Pedestal Riser from my local thrift store, and it was $1.99 originally, but they had a sale 30% off, so I got it for a little less than $1.50. I think it was a great price, especially because it is wood and it has very good bones. So the first thing, I'm taking off the tag and I'm cleaning it very good with just a damp cloth. I made sure to clean it pretty good because it came from the thrift store. So the next thing I wanted to do is I decided I'm going to paint only the top part. And first thing I'm doing is taking painter's tape and just eyeballing it where I want to put it. So I'm putting one of them across, and then I'm taking another one and I'm going to put it kind of maybe an inch away from the first one. I'm also making sure to press it really hard and make sure there's no bleeding. Now I'm taking my Rust-Oleum chalk paint in a linen white color, and then I'm painting the sides and in between, so everything in between the painter's tape and around the painter's tapes. I also wanted to paint the sides, so the whole top will be actually painted and the legs will be in a wooden color. After it was completely dried, I am peeling off the tape, and I absolutely love this process. I know all the DIYers do. Just the revelation of my project. But the project is not done yet, so I'm cutting out little tiny piece of painter's tape and I'm putting it right above of one of the stripes, and I'm painting the other part of this little riser. So as you can see, I wanted to create two lines that are going to be an original wood color, one thicker and one thinner. They are not centered, and I'm totally fine with that. I really like things to be not completely proportional, especially when it comes to farmhouse style. Nothing was completely perfect but it worked out and it looked beautiful. So after that was dried, I am taking this folk art wood tint. I actually got it from Joann's for a few bucks, and it is in a gray color. I absolutely love it. So I'm taking this chippy brush from the Dollar Tree and lightly brushing it off only where I want it, leaving it on for 30 seconds, and after that I'm wiping it off with just a dry lint-free cloth. You can also go heavy on it, or you can just do one coat. It's totally up to you. This is after one coat, and I absolutely love it. It gives that wood grain texture, and I just think it looks perfect. So I did this on all parts where I previously painted it white. And after it was all done, I'm taking this sandpaper that I got from Dollar Tree
It is not very coarse, so it is medium, and I am just sanding wherever I think it needs sanding, just to make it distressed. And I also wanted edges and the lines to be a little bit smoother. I didn't want really perfect edges. Now on the edges of this little stool, I definitely wanted heavier distressing. And now I'm taking this folk art clear wax, and I am adding it with a cloth, and that is it for this project. This is how it turned out. I think it's so beautiful, so different, and I'm definitely going to be using it every day. Probably on the middle of my table. I'm going to put my candles on it or some kind of flowers. Either way, I think it looks really beautiful. I think it's kind of modern farmhousey, and I absolutely love that some wood shows through. I didn't cover it completely, and I'm just in love with it. It was so easy to make, such a simple flip, and I love it.
If you're coming from April's channel, I want to welcome you, and I want to say a few things about myself. I'm Jelena. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2 kids, and on my channel recently, mostly you can see only DIY projects because I started doing them and I love them so much that that's what I'm going to be mostly doing on my channel. So I hope you will take time and take a look at my other videos. Hope you will like them, and hope you will subscribe to my channel by clicking the red subscribe button and also notification bell on so you don't miss any of my future updates.
For my second project, I am taking this watering can vase type of thing that I got from yard sale last summer for only $1. And while I absolutely love the shape of it, I love the print on it, or actually paper that was decoupage on it. It does have some imperfections, and also my problem with it was that it was too perfect. I love this French farmhouse style, but it was really too perfect for me. So the first thing I'm doing is, of course, cleaning it, and after that I decided to wet the edges. And I started first with a cloth, but then I decided to do it with a sponge. It worked very well. And then I'm using my nails. It was very easy to peel off, and on some spots I even rubbed it off. And that's how I actually distressed the edges. I wanted to make it look like the paper was coming off, the label was coming off, and it wasn't that perfect like I started with. Another thing, I wanted to actually make it look like this part that was missing was meant to be like that, or actually it just happened to come off and it matches the rest of the can that was worn out, and that is actually really, really rustic and farmhousey. Now, after I did the top part, I also did the bottom part, and this is how it looked like after I was done peeling off the edges. Next thing I am doing, I'm taking my 2 paints. I am using the Waverly chalk paint in a color truffle and a color mineral, and I'm using a sponge that is damp, and I am slowly dabbing around the edges of that label that I just peeled off, and I am distressing it. I'm making it look worn out and old. Now, there are some spots that I wanted it to look more dirty, and some that I didn't want to look as dirty. And it was so easy to fix if I made any mistakes. I just took water and paper towel and just clean it off. So I went along all the edges, and after everything was completely done, I was very, very happy the way it turned out, and it is exactly what I imagined when I picked up this watering can from the yard sale. There was only one little thing that was missing, and that was the label itself. It looked, again, too perfect, so I used a little bit of that mineral paint and also my white chalk paint, and lightly, very lightly distressed it on the front and back, that way I'm making it more faded. And that is what completed this project, and I am completely in love with it. The only thing that you can do over here, if you're doing the similar thing, is use Mod Podge just to seal it off. But for me, because I'm going to use it only for artificial flowers, I didn't do it. I'm using over here the picks that I got from the Dollar Tree, and they have that lavender feel in them, and this is how it turned out. Again, I am super happy how it turned out. I knew I needed just a little bit of touch to it to make it look perfect and fit my style. I know this is not everybody's style, but it definitely is mine, and this is how I think it looks perfect. And I'm going to show you now how both of my project looks together, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it and saw that if you see something on a thrift store or a yard sale, you can give it a new life. You can definitely just add a little bit of paint or change it up just a little bit and make it look completely new and make it fit your style.
That is it for today's video. I hope you liked my project, and if you did, as always, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new, please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you. I want to thank April for collaborating with me on this video. I had so much fun working with her. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.